when, not if, when you are Nick Shell. This is what it is like to be alive. You have an app on your phone. You're able to keep up with all the comments that come in real time, in order. In addition, so that I can see how much money I'm making, projected to be making for this 30-month period for both my channels. But this, I am not making this up, it's so funny. So in real time, back-to-back comments that came through today, I want to read them in the order they came in, all right? So the first one was on the video, How to Be Cool If You're Balding Young, part 6 of 11. Am I unconventional? And this was the comment that came in, and this is the censored version of it. Have you searched on the search box on my channel to find out why I never curse? Have you ever noticed that? I never curse. Here's something some person said. Quote, Nick, mate, I loved your channel because you inspired guys to embrace the baldness. Now you are being a pansy and growing your sad, thinning hair to hide your insecurities. Bro, buzz the hair and rock that stuff. Okay? I'm talking minutes later, the very next comment that came in. All right, and what's funny is, so the next comment that came in was part 4 of that series, Am I Desirable? No, as you all know, and you can tell from what I'm wearing, I shot all 11 parts of that series, How to Be Cool If You're Balding Young, all at once. I spent like an hour and 10 minutes, and I just kept pressing record, stop, in between each one. It's clearly the same day. My hair looks exactly the same because it's all filmed within the same hour. So you can imagine the irony after, one person says that I'm growing my sad thinning hair to hide my insecurities, okay? Minutes later, this is the next comment that came on for part 4, different video, filmed the same night. Someone left this comment, quote, your hair's looking good now, Nick, end quote. That's fun. I like that. That's fun to me. And you know that I'm all about psychology, right? I'm always psychoanalyzing everyone. You reduce me to hair loss and I reduce you to psychology. And I just think that's so interesting because I know that the things that people say in the comment section reflect how they feel about themselves, how they see the world, how it's about how you see me. And you're not all gonna have the same opinion about me, okay? So it's interesting, and we can all assume that if one person says, Nick, your hair's growing back out now, it's looking thin and sad, we can assume that that person feels that way about their own hair if they were to try to grow it out. We can also assume that the person who says my hair looks good is the person who still can grow enough hair to make it look good. And it goes back to what I said a few weeks ago about the obligation. I was standing right here and I talked about the obligation that if you can still grow most of your hair, society basically feels that you're obligated to keep growing your hair. Compare that to if you're losing most of your hair, you feel obligated to shave it all off. People might even say, why don't you just shave all your hair off? So there's that, but I'm still on the side of the fence where people assume that I should keep my hair. But in the context of the audience of this channel, a lot of my subscribers are men who shave their head or are thinking about doing that. And the irony of all of this, while I tell you all to do whatever you think is best for you in your journey, I personally am a balding advocate. So I personally am going to say, for me, I'm just gonna shave it off when that time comes. But it's interesting because you can clearly see what's going on in the comment section. So let's close with that. Let's just fathom that. Minutes apart from videos when I would film the same night, minutes apart. One person says it's thinning and it's sad, and then the next person say it's looking good. Now, either both of those people are wrong or both of those people are right. And I hate to be right, trust me. I assume that at least half the time I'm wrong. At least. I never want to be emotionally unintelligent and be the guy who says, well, don't you think if I were wrong, I'd know it? No, I would never say that. I always assume there's a good possibility I'm wrong. But It only reinforces what I preach to you in my sermons. And what do I say? I say that anything you believe about hair loss is true in your own mind. So can you imagine that you can see how that played out today? One person says my hair is looking thin and sad, and the other person says it's looking good. They're both right in their own minds. And all of you get to determine that too, whether it's looking sad or whether it's looking good. That's completely up to you. I couldn't convince you otherwise, and those two guys who commented minutes apart couldn't convince each other otherwise. I just think that's great, and I love that. And I love that I, as the host of this channel, can celebrate everyone being here and saying, you're right, you're right, you're right, I'm right, but I'm not here to prove you wrong. I'm actually here to prove you right. Nick Shell proves you right. If my hair is sad and thinning, then you're right. If my hair is looking good, then you're right. Anything you believe about hair loss is true in your own mind.